G'day wankers, it's back. Final episode? Psh, more like final lie. Today I'll be ranking all 42 cursed creations that have been featured in the last hellish 3 months. Get ready for the definitive ranking, once and for all. Alright, first one is the Mosin, alright? Now, this is like the first one we ever tried, right? Okay, this one, I can't really remember it properly. I think it was just us fucking around, so like, it wasn't even like, just a stockless Mosin, you know? So I'm just gonna put, yeah, pretty cursed, but like, unoriginal. Someone could put it on a B. Next up is the Do Not Fold, alright? This is one of my favorite guns. Not only does it look terrible, and doesn't hit anything, but it also breaks your game if you try to fold it. That fills an entire criteria that I didn't even set out when I started this, alright? So that's going in, that's S, that's an S tier right there. Okay, the next one is the Musket, alright? So this one is like the first version of like a whole range of different guns, you know? You sort of just shot it and like reloaded it. It was fairly like small, pretty ugly looking and terrible, so we're just gonna put that as a B again. Next up is the Unbullpupped Org. Alright, does what it says on a tin, but, you know, it still shoots fairly normally, alright? Like, the most cursed thing about it is the name and the look, so that's going to be a C. Alright, next up is the regular M4. The first in a long line of fucked up creations, alright? So this one is gonna be another C tier, alright? Like, we had a lot of fun with it, but at the end of the day, it's just another gun with a carry handle sight on top. Okay, next up is the Sniper 90, alright? Okay, now this, created by a lovely toaster. It's, all in all, it's just a P90 with a scope on it. Like, it's not that great. We're gonna put it down here as a D. Alright, next up is the Y. Alright, now this thing is beautiful because it's the worst gun in the game with the best scope you could possibly get. A thermal scope. Can't hit shit, so you've just wasted another 500,000, alright? Doesn't work good, looks horrendous, it's an A. Alright, next up is the Snub Chub, alright? So this one is gonna be a C tier, only because it still sort of functions as a normal gun and you can kill people with it. I mean, looks, you know, horrible, but I've seen plenty of other people do that as well. Next up is the Beeman, and this one was a great laugh. You know, 8 lasers, you know, 4 of them don't even, like, ever reach. 4 of them are blocked. So you can only hip fire it. It's a B, it's going on a B. The Makarov, now this was like a drum-fed PM pistol with a silencer and a little scope on it. Couldn't kill anybody with it. Performed horrendously. Even headshots didn't do anything for some reason. Well, maybe that was just my bad aim, but this one's gonna be a C. Another C tier right there. Okay, now this fucked up thing. Alright, this is getting an A. Alright, because look at it. Just look at it. Actually, you know what? Screw it, it's getting an S. We even got killed by somebody, and we joined their stream because it was a streamer, and we asked them to finish reviewing the gun, and they did. And that was like one of my greatest memories. Alright, the next up is the Target Sighted, alright? This one is like, it's made by Trickomatic, like the whole like 3 sights thing is like a, you know, it's in the name, and was made by him. See, that was pretty clever, see what you did there. It still performed averagely, so it's gotta be a C for me. Okay, the Long Short, alright, was like a telescopic, like, sort of shotgun. There, you can see in the picture that I couldn't actually find a picture with it, like, with the whole view of it, with the scope on, because I didn't actually record that, so I just sort of drew it on, alright? So, this one performed not too bad, actually. Looks pretty okay. It's gonna be another C. Next up is the Safer Knife Fighting. Now, this one is gonna be another B tier, because it just looks like a dog's breakfast. Like, look at it. Like, just horrendous. I mean, it's still good. It's a good gun, don't get me wrong, but we're not rating that here today. Okay, next up is the 15.000000001. So this one, it was just like a bloody mashed potato of a gun. Like, you could even like, just like, if it fit on there, just put it on there, you know? Still could kill people pretty well with it, so that's gonna be another C tier. Now, next up is the shoulder jackhammer. All right, it was just like a little, it's just like an AK with just, you know, a stick for a stock. The whole joke was it would like destroy your shoulder whenever you shot it. You know, it was more like of a meme. Could still kill people, alright? So like, it would have been a D. I'll give it bonus points because of the banana mag. Alright, it's gonna be a C. Alright, next up is the Grandad, the gun your granddad would have used. Alright, it looks alright from a distance, but you don't notice the difficulties until you actually try to kill somebody with it, and then you realize that there is no front or back sights. I mean, like, gun was basically unusable, but anything other than that, it looks okay, so it's gonna be another D tier. Alright, next up is the Thing, another case of mashed potato syndrome, so we're gonna, you know, it still performed alright, just looks like your mum, alright, so it's gonna be a C. Alright, next up is the Big Post, it's another case of just being a normal gun with a small quirk, you know, this time also related to the sight, so it's going to be another D. If you aim down the sight, you can't see half of what you're looking at because of the front there, see it? Next up is the granddaddy of another long line of cursed guns. It's the, I actually don't quite remember what this one's called, but I remember you couldn't actually hit anything with it, and it had like multiple sights. It was sort of okay, yeah, I'll just stick it in C there. Okay, next up is the Oompa Loompa, another one of my creations, alright? Now, not to be biased here or anything, but a breech loading, the scope is like 10 meters above the actual gun, like, good luck making that one bullet actually hit anything. Oh, and it also doesn't even look like a gun, so that's gonna be another A. Alright, next up is the Pool Mainstream. This is in the phase when we were like, yeah, let's just make everything breech loaded, that makes it better. This time it was actually, had a scope on it. A night vision scope, so you could actually hit people at night. You know, I don't know what we were thinking, giving it more functionality, but you know, that's it's all in the name of science, so it's going to be another C. All right, next up is Moses' Nugget. All right, now this gun ended up being surprisingly effective. It's basically just a super short. It's just a TOS retrofitted to look like a Mosin. All right, and we put slug rounds in it. We could kill people easily up to 30 meters away. Stick some mags in there, you know, it's a pretty good gun. It's gonna be a D. Alright, next up is the Periscope. Just a regular gun with a very fucky looking sight, you know. Same thing as the Oompa Loompa, but, you know, just slightly more usable, so it's gonna be another C. Alright, the Scav Hunter, one of our budget builds. You know, it was okay, you know. Actually something you'd sort of bring in on an actual raid, so you know it's just like an AK fitted with a scope, a stock, whatever. It's like nothing too green there, so it's gonna be an E. Alright, next, this is when we start getting into the terrible guns. So next up is Lechode. Just a short shotgun with just 2 extra sights on it. You know, it'd still sort of kill people even if you aim down the sight. It's going to be another E. Next up is the Scorpion, or also as I like to refer to it, that 10mm SMG from Fallout 3. You could still shoot it. It just looked, it was like a big reference meme, so it's also going to be another D there. This one's slightly better, the B Garen. Alright, so this one, close quarters, bolt action. Even has a flashlight on it, sort of blinding people. You better not miss, alright. That's gonna be another C. Yep, the Tommy gun. Just an SA-58 with a drum mag and a forward grip to make it look like a Thompson. Couldn't hit anything with it. You're not supposed to have a fully automatic SA-58. No matter how many people tell you they've killed somebody with it when they tried it, just fucking put it in the semi-auto. Alright, a slightly modernized version of the Oompa Loompa, we have the Ugly Stick. This time we had mags in it, so it's just like a slightly less cursed version of the Oompa Loompa, so that's going to be another C tier. Now we have all of Whiskey's guns, so first up we got the Lego gun. I can't really remember what the joke with this was. It sort of looks like the Safe for Knife Fighting, except it was like if you step on it, it'll hurt or something, alright? So it's gonna be another B tier. Even though it's like a copy, but that's okay. And then we have the Oni Saiga, which is like the bigger, just like the big sister of the gun, I guess. That's how it goes. Next up is the Kektor, you know, the Minecraft block. Now this thing couldn't hit shit. Just you're aiming a block at somebody, hoping to hit them. All right, so this that's an A tier right there. Alright, then we have the Bolter, okay? This one's gonna be a B tier, because it was pretty much like the Thompson, except just even more screwed up, because you have no stock. The Vepr Failure. Alright, this one had a disgusting scope ring that you couldn't even look through. You know, you only had to resort to it using hipfire, alright? That's gonna be another C tier. And then we have another sort of similar looking gun. We have the Antichrist. I think that's what I called it. And this is gonna be another C tier. Performed okay, just looked ugly. Now, the mother of all guns, we have the musket version 2. Alright, it's just sort of like a combination of all the. This is like the epitome of what a cursed gun is. Like, it just doesn't break your game. Like, that's the only thing it doesn't do. Looks horrendous. The scope is useless. It's a breech loader, so you make your shot count. Alright. It's an S tier. Okay, that's a lot of fun to try and kill people with. Next up, we have the Rowan Atkinson. Sort of like a, you know, not as cursed. Well, basically the gun right before this one, but yeah, it's gonna be C tier. The Babushka is it's basically this is the gun that you hear those people like, if you're actually trying to make a decent gun and you're trying to abuse the meta, but you're just not good at it, this is what you would make. Okay, very deadly gun, but it looks like trash. Alright, so it isn't actually a cursed gun, it's like a failed meta gun, so it's gonna be a D. And then next up we have the Toe Jam, the only gun in the list that we didn't even fire a round off, alright? Because my friend who joined us in his first game got hit in the head with grenade shrapnel from 50 meters away. And then me and a friendly guy both proceeded to die, so I'm gonna give this gun an extra attribute. Not only does it look sort of fucked up, we never shot it, and it just gives you incredibly bad luck whenever you use it, so it's gonna be an S tier. And that's everything. That's my cursed guns list. You know, the work I put into last swipe. There you go. That's all of them. All right, until next season.